I'm hoping that you're not thinking what I'm thinking, because that wouldn't be good for anybody. Yeah. There are some people that are looking to go that way. I know who you're talking to. And with those fellas, you're looking for trouble. I gotta be honest with you. I'm telling you that you're gonna create a lot of problems for a lot of people, and they're gonna get hurt. That I will guarantee you. But back when we started,
It flicked. Welcome to Flick the Script Podcast. This is episode 26. My name is Derek Mitchell, of course. Just want to go ahead and say thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for being here, because you could be anywhere in the world right now. But where are you? You're here with me to discuss movies. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the old listeners. Shout out to all the new listeners, of course. Let's go ahead and get it going. Today's movie we're going to talk about is called Alto Nights. Alto Nights. Duration is 2 hours and 3 minutes. Directed by Barry Levinson. Starring Robert De Niro, Debra Messing, Cosmo Jarvis, Kathrine Narducci, Michael Rispoli, and of course, many other talented actors and actresses as well. Alto Nights. This is the new Robert De Niro movie where he plays two different characters, two mob bosses, one named Vito, one named Frank. It is a story about how they grew up together, how they've been friends forever, since they were young, really young, and how they, grew up in the city and became mob bosses. And unfortunately, one betrays the other, and, things take a turn, unfortunately. So this is one of those movies where, you see Robert De Niro's name and you're like, okay, this is going to be good. Robert De Niro, mafia movie. This should be really good. This was one of those movies where I went into with that expectation, but as I was watching it, I was like, I wasn't really feeling the storyline. I wasn't really feeling how it was. I wasn't really feeling how they did this movie. For one, as I mentioned before, Robert De Niro's playing two different characters. And Robert De Niro is a great actor, hands down. There's no doubt about that. But as I'm watching it, it's just like, okay, I could just tell it's him in both characters. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could just see that it's him, and it kind of just ruins it. And then it's like, another thing too is, as the story is going on, they'll pan the camera to Robert De Niro as if he's telling the story, like as if we're sitting down with him and he's telling the story to us. And I feel like when they cut to those scenes, it kind of ruins it, because it's like, now it's like we're watching Robert De Niro, the actor, telling us the story about himself in this movie. It takes place in 1950s New York. Like I said, there's a story about how they grew up together, Vito and Frank. They do their thing, they get involved with some crimes, and I don't want to go too much into detail of what happens in the movie, just in case you watch it, but they get mixed up in the crimes, of course. And Vito, he's more of the knucklehead. He's more like, he's just going all out. He doesn't listen. He's more the hard-headed one. And Frank's more like he has a little more sense. He's just like, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing it this way. You gotta do it this way. You gotta think. But Vito doesn't like to listen. He's just like, he's just ready to go. And that's where, the two of them kind of start to go their separate ways, because then Frank's like, well, I see how he's moving, and I'm not really moving like that. So, it's about time for me to get out of this. And after a while, Frank's just like, I want out of this lifestyle. He just wasn't into the lifestyle overall after a while. And the thing is like, as he was trying to like exit the lifestyle, something happens where it just pulls him right back in. So, as I mentioned before, this movie the performances were great. Actresses, they were great. I just wasn't a fan of how the story was mapped out. Unfortunately, I gotta give this movie on a scale from 1 to 10. I gotta give this movie a 3. Just because it just wasn't, like I said, as you're watching it, you just felt like you're watching Robert De Niro himself talk about himself. It was that kind of deal. And it kind of ruined it for me. So that's why I gotta give it a 3. But once again, this is Alto Nights. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. You know, if you want to form your own opinion, go ahead and check it out. Feel free to, leave a comment on the social platforms. Let me know what you think about it. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. And like I said, once again, Alto Nights, Robert De Niro. If you want to go check it out, go check it out.